Most amazing sounds and movements from this wind on this reed. Unbelievable. And just the water and the starkly contrasting colors. Wow, how to describe this? Well, it's been baking hot all day, as it is most of the days, except for when there's a thunderstorm. And it's we've just been skirting around these amazing storms. And now we've got the nice current from the river. Otherwise it's basically wind still, with a slight tailwind. And the effect is just silky. The wind is warm, and the water is pretty warm, and the water is really gentle, and the light is soft because of the clouds and because of it becoming evening time. And the water is pretty reflective. Remarkable. Just awesome. So we're getting ready for another awesome day on the river. Yesterday we did about 30k or so, and came past Santak. So now we're getting ready to go, and I just thought I'd take a moment while we're doing final prep to show you how the setup works. So at the front here I've got a dry bag that stays shut all day. That's got my clothes in it, my sleeping gear and all the rest of it. That actually stays closed all day. The nice feature with this is that it has some elastics on the top, so you can put things in it that you're going to need during the day. Sandals. This is an excellent 2-liter clean canteen that's got some athletic drink in it because it's very, very hot and we need to stay hydrated. And here we have dinner for tonight. These are river mussels. They need to purge in clean water for about 12 to 24 hours. And then we have here my my belt that I wear during the day. This is my excellent Alpenlore belt. The reason I like to wear a strong belt is because it's also the attachment point for my leash. Now we don't really need a leash in these conditions, of course, but I do usually wear it, and that attaches with a screw gate to my belt. Here I've got a day baggie with camera, cell phone, sunglasses, stuff like that, maybe a muesli bar, first aid kit, of course, and then a small tool kit with just the usual stuff in it. I have a, what have I got in here right now? I've got a Swiss Army knife in here usually. Yeah, I've got my my usual fix everything toolkit with a multi-tool, some cargo tape, a fire starter, a loud whistle, a light, and a Schrade sort of multi-tool braking tool thing. And then I have a Swiss Army knife in there, a whistle, a compass, you know, that kind of stuff. And then at the back here, this is the bag that actually belongs to the SUP, that the board actually rolls up into. But that's my day access bag. So in here we have my sun hat, a little dry bag with bits and pieces in it, and the food, and also in here a thermal shirt, because we get daily pretty much thunderstorms that then suddenly the temperature drops like 10 degrees, and also that shirt is really good to make wet. And drape over my feet, because when you're standing up your feet are really the only part that's exposed to the sun if you're wearing a hat. Then we've got solar power, and that's about it. It's really not a lot, and it makes really very little effect on the paddling. And we just sometimes sit, sometimes stand, sometimes kneel, see what's going on. The other thing I have in here is a spare paddle and a pump for the SUP, and some my cook gear and stuff like that. So it's all very compact. It's nicely balanced between the two between front and aft, and I've got plenty of space for standing or sitting. And I can actually sit down here and lean against this pack, which is also quite comfortable if I want to be sat down. So there you have it. Well, I gotta say that the living is pretty good in the morning like this on the river. I'm kicking back, just sitting on the board. I'm leaning on my back bag here, but I'm just sort of kicking back and looking at the sun. Maybe I'll do a bit of fishing. I got some cheese bait. I've got some mussels in here, which are actually for dinner, but I can use them for bait. I've got a nice amount of water, and I got a very nice river to look at. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. One of the things that can really get you on a trip like this is actually on an SUP is your burnt feet. Because your feet are basically the only part of you other than the shoulders and the top of your head that are exposed to the sun, but it comes straight down onto the top of your feet, so take precautions for that, even if it's just to drape a t-shirt, like a wet t-shirt over your feet, but do not get your feet burnt. That is bad on an SUP. So let's go and have a look at the setup for the evening. I just spent a very comfortable night in. There is my hammock tarp Jervin bag set up. I used the Jervin bag this time mainly as a bug protection because there were just a billion bugs. So you can see that the hammock is poking out of the side of the Jervin bag here. And the tarp is over. I had that tarp up first, of course, just to have a dry place to work. My little candle lantern, and then we have the Jervin bag right now opened for airing. This is my bug shroud. It's just a piece of actually it's just a piece of net curtain, but it's far finer than and far less expensive actually than most of the bug stuff that you buy. So I attach it at the top of the hammock here. And then I just have that over my whole face and most of my body. So you have the Jervin bag, hammock inside, and then you can just shut that down. Right now I have it tied up for airing, but let's just undo that for y'all. And it just shuts over like this, and you basically have a fortress. So. And this is the entirety of the equipment. I've got a hammock here. I've got my usual loading blanket, Jervin bag, the simplest, lightest tarp that there is. Here with a mosquito shroud. I've got a little dry bag for my clothes. I've got a bug net. I've got a pair of polar stretch leggings for in the evening and also against bugs. I've got a spare bra. I've got two types of clothes with me. I've got clothes that stay wet, which I want when it's hot, so the yellow shorts and my red shirt. And I've got clothes that are easily drying and that are warmer, so that's that black thermal t-shirt here that you've seen me wear before, and my usual pair of loading shorts here. I've got my fleecy hoodie. I've got my little travel fishing kit. This is my day dry bag. So in my, I have basically a day bag that goes in this big bag here that can get wet, that goes on the back, and I've got all my day stuff in there. So I've got my bits and pieces, a couple of snacks, this little dry bag with my money in it and things like this, the warm shirt, my hat, and then on the Alpenlore belt here, this is actually a, funnily enough, this is actually a chalk bag, but it really suits as a little day, little grab bag. So I have in here a pair of shades, my other camera, my cell phone, which goes in this watertight thing here. I've got my little tripod in here. So this is really just a grab bag. First aid kit, of course, tool bag, and then my leash also clips into this. And I have 2 loose bits of paracord hanging on here, which I can use to to carry heavy things like bottles and so on. Plenty of cordage, a soft shell jacket, a pair of very light pants, which are for bug protection, for if I have to go into town, but also very good sun protection. A little bit of electronics. This is the bag for my frying pan. And this actually is a big silk scarf that goes to protect my flutes, which are in here. But the good thing about that scarf is that you can also put it around you to make a sun shroud if it really gets far too hot. Then I've got my personals, so I've got a little Sawyer water filter here, solar panel, electrolytes, Skin So Soft, bug spray, my Satcom notebook, little trash bag, and then the big black bag, and my pump, repair kit for the for my board, spare breakdown paddle, which is a actually a kayak paddle, which also means I can, you know, put in a lot more power if I have to. My tiny little wilderness fishing rod, and a big red bag, and that's it. Oh yeah, I've got a light, very small down vest with me also, and the usual warm socks. This here is the Power Monkey Extreme 9,000 milliampere battery with a solar panel, and I've been using it with a lot of, with maybe twice a day, completely recharging my cell phone since I got here, and it's holding out just fine. The battery trickle charges off the solar panel, and then you just charge your phone when you need to. Pretty awesome. And of course, a small but important detail is to take a little bit of a foam mat with you that fits inside your dry bag to give it some shape, and that you can sit on and have a comfy and dry place to sit wherever you stop. There you go. Big 2-liter clean canteen, and I have space for, you know, like I guess I carry about 2 2-liter bottles on top of that, and a 5-liter jug on the front, because I want to be autonomous for water for 2 days, maybe 3 if I have to, and I really don't want to skimp on water when it's hot like this. So plenty of water, electrolytes, because you can sweat. So I shall take all these down now out of my beautiful bedroom. This amazing old oak. Fantastic. Man, I would climb up in there. Wow.